Hello, Wildcats. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry, today's clip came quite a bit later, or later than normal, later than I would like, because I was running into video or computer issues. That happens sometimes. But I'm glad that gets sorted out, and we're here. So today I have a pretty silly, but I think a helpful book to share with you. The title is Don't Think About Purple Elephants. What do purple elephants have to do with anything? And in fact, are there even elephants that are purple? I think not. So, let's find out from our friend Sophie. Sophie, like a lot of us, she enjoys playing with her friends, hanging out with her families, going to school, doing all kinds of fun things. But there is something that she struggles with, and that is the key word for the day, worrying. Now, what does it mean when we worry about something? Well, we can worry about a lot of things, but we worry when we are afraid, when we're anxious about something not going well. So if we don't have confidence that something is okay or something is going well, then we worry. And that is something that Sophie is having a difficult time with. So without further ado, let's go right into Sophie's story. Alright, let's take a look at our friend Sophie. Hanging out on a tree. Sometimes Sophie worried. Remember the key word for the day again. Alright, let's see if this is... yes. She didn't worry on weekdays when she went to school, where she learned all sorts of interesting things and played with her friends. Listening to the teacher, learning all kinds of important things, ringing the bell during recess, making art, or even playing with the bubbler or water fountain with her friends. Now, very important note, she did that outside. Now, if you're at my school, we have these too, but they're indoors. We should definitely not play with the bubbler or the water fountains at school because that would make a huge mess. Alright, more pictures about Sophie and her siblings. So she likes to do a lot of fun things. She didn't worry in the afternoons when she played games and drew pictures. She didn't worry on weekends when she read books, baked cakes, helped in the garden, or rode her bike and lay on the grass looking at clouds. Or maybe even playing at the swing set with her friends so high up in the sky. During the day, Sophie was busy thinking about all the fun things she was doing, but at bedtime, when everything was quiet and still, and there were no games to play or lessons to learn, Sophie started to worry. Our key word for the day again, worry. She is afraid, she is anxious about something not going to be okay. So what are these worries? What if they ran out of milk and she couldn't have cereal for breakfast? Maybe, what if her family's silly cat is going to be getting the milk jug out and then getting some on the carpet and then pouring the rest on the big bowl and then just kind of drink it all by herself or all by itself. And then, what if she doesn't have milk for cereal? Some of us like to eat cereal with milk. What if her favorite shirt was still in the wash and she couldn't wear it on the weekends? That wouldn't be very fun. What if she forgot her lunch and had nothing to eat at school? Wow, no one wants to be hungry at school. And what if mom cooked Brussels sprouts for dinner. Now, some of us might love Brussels sprouts, but Sophie happens to not like them. So that's another thing that she worried. What if she's going to have Brussels sprouts for dinner? This is an important page. Sophie's worries made it hard for her to get to sleep, and she was often tired in the mornings. Sometimes she was so tired she couldn't do all the things she loved to do. Boys and girls, do you see how it can be a big problem for Sophie? Because she worries so much, she cannot get a good night's sleep, and then comes time to wake up in the morning, she is so tired. And because she is so tired, she ended up not being able to do some of the stuff that she enjoys doing because she's so tired. And girls and boys, look. Her family tried to help. She does have a very good family, and they are going to try something to help with a lot of good ideas. But are those ideas going to help? Let's find out. Oliver, Sophie's younger brother, loaned her his favorite book for a bedtime story, but the cover gave her new things to worry about. So he is trying to do something really nice. It's his favorite book, but he thought it would help Sophie, his older sister. So he's going to lend her his favorite book. But the cover, let me read you the title. It's about the Battle of the Green Gobbly Aliens and Mighty Robot Warriors. So that happens to be something that scares Sophie, and now she has something new to worry about. Well, what about Emily? Can you see okay? Emily, Sophie's younger sister, gave Sophie her teddy, but Sophie worried that her little sister wouldn't be able to sleep without him. So she gave Teddy a quick cuddle and put him back on Emily's bed. Again, her younger sister is trying to do something so nice, but that ended up giving Sophie something new to worry about. Well, what about Dad? Maybe Dad has a good idea? We'll see. Sophie's dad suggested a nice drink of warm milk with honey. Sophie thought that sounded delicious, but she worried she would need to go to the toilet or the bathroom during the night. Otherwise, or maybe she might wet her bed. What was Sophie going to do? She was so sleepy, but every time she closed her eyes, she started to worry. Again, our keyword for the day keeps coming back, worry. And that doesn't seem to be a good thing at all. Until Mom gave her a brilliant idea. So then let me make sure you can read it well. I know, said Mom. Go to bed, close your eyes, and don't think about purple elephants. No cute little purple elephants, no big purple elephants at the circus. No purple elephants at all. That's a new idea. So basically, Sophie's mom is telling Sophie, I dare you not to think about purple elephants. Well, do you think Sophie is going to be not thinking about the purple elephants? How silly, thought Sophie. But she lay down, closed her eyes, and tried to not think about purple elephants. Straight away, a friendly purple elephant appeared in her mind, and 1 became 2, became 3, and they are kind of at the circus, kind of like at the circus. Now, very important to note, these purple elephants are her imagination, so they're not real. Now, this is so important. I want you to see the pictures very clearly. So here, let me do it one by one. These purple elephants, not only are they friendly, but frankly, they're kind of silly. But they're silly in a very good way. Now, remember, The dad, Sophie's dad suggested, well, maybe you can drink a nice cup of warm milk with honey, but that ended up giving Sophie more things to worry about. Well, not for this little purple elephant. He is sitting right on the toilet and is drinking at the same time. What Sophie was worrying about, this little purple elephant is just enjoying it. What about the Brussels sprouts that Sophie didn't like? Well, this purple elephant decided to decided to go bowling with a Brussels sprout. How silly. Or what about the milk that Sophie was worrying about? Maybe she won't have milk for breakfast. Well, there is a big cow providing the milk, and these three purple elephants are doing a great job cleaning up the cow clean. Or what about over here? Here, remember the book that Sophie's little brother is so nice and lending it to her, but it ended up giving her new stuff to worry about. Well, this purple elephant is just reading it up, enjoying it. And finally, this little purple elephant is like, teddy bear, how nice. I'm going to enjoy it. Nothing to worry about. And here, we see that Sophie is falling asleep very nicely. Now let me read you what's actually on the page too. Then another and another until purple elephants were all Sophie could think about. Purple elephants were now filling up her mind because the harder she tried not to think about purple elephants, the more purple elephants came up. But it wasn't a bad thing though, because these purple elephants are pretty fun to hang out with. And it's so fun that Sophie smiled at the funny things the elephants were doing and slowly drifted off to sleep, her worries forgotten. Alright, let me make sure. Yep, looks good. The next day, when Sophie woke up, she wasn't tired. She had fun with her friends at school, played games with Oliver and Emily, her younger siblings, in the afternoon, and drew some pictures of purple elephants, the very thing that Mom asked her not to think about. See? She's having a lot of fun. And then came nighttime. When Mom came in to kiss Sophie at bedtime that night, Sophie said, I don't need to not think about purple elephants tonight. Really? Mom asked. Well, before I show you the next page, I want to show you a pretty crucial detail. Now, right behind, let's see, let it focus. There we go. Maybe? Yes. Right behind Sophie, there is a blue hand reaching out. Oh no. Now I'll tell you, it's not a blue alien. It's actually something very friendly. But what could it be? It's not going to be purple elephants because Sophie thought, no, tonight I am going to not think about blue monkeys. With a smile, and she closed her eyes. Now, Sophie said, tonight I am not going to be thinking about blue monkeys. Well, what do you think she ends up thinking a lot about? Blue monkeys. And I bet there is a lot more around her bed, under her pillow, and just hanging out. And that is the end of our book. Alright, so boys and girls, what can we learn from Sophie's story? Now, remember at the beginning, like I said, there is something that is difficult for Sophie. It's difficult for her to not worry. Now again, worry is when we feel anxious or afraid that something is not going to be okay. Now, Sophie, she did not want to worry, but no matter how hard she tries, in fact, the harder she tries not to worry about something, the more she worries. So then Mom came with the idea, a brilliant idea. Well, Sophie, how about you try your best not to think about purple elephants? Well, in the same way, it kind of works in her to her advantage. The harder she tries not to think about purple elephants are the only thing that she could think about. And it actually got so silly that she fell asleep with a big smile. And then she got so good at it that the next day she told mom that, you know what, I'm not going to be thinking about purple elephants anymore. I'm going to be thinking about blue monkeys instead. Now, this is such an important thing that Sophie learned, and I hope you'll bring her lessons into your life too. Because sometimes when we worry, it's as if our brain, right? Our brain is telling us what to think, and it's giving us worries to be thinking about. And the harder we try not to think about it, the more we think about it. But what Sophie learned is, instead of my brain giving me worries to think about, what if I switch it around and I am going to tell my brain to be not thinking about purple elephants, which in reality that ends up being she telling her brain keep thinking about purple elephants. And now she's back in control, and she gets to control what her brain is thinking. And now she is all well. So I hope you enjoyed today's book, and I hope if you are worrying about anything that you remember to be thinking about purple elephants or blue monkeys, or maybe better yet, to ask yourself, I'm gonna try so hard not to be thinking about purple elephants or blue monkeys, because maybe that silly thing is going to be helping you as well. I hope you liked today's book reading, and I will be here again to see you on Monday. Alright, have a great weekend, Wildcats.